Good afternoon. Welcome to Dymo Field on the campus of St. Anne Pacelli School here in Columbus, Georgia. Number one, First Presbyterian Day is in town this afternoon for a GIAA matchup with the Vikings of Pacelli. Interestingly, First Presbyterian Day, also the Vikings. So the Battle of the Norsemen here this afternoon. First batter for First Presbyterian Day went down on strikes. That was Keon Johnson, the shortstop. Jacob Veloz on the mound for St. Anne Pacelli, the freshman. And he gets out ahead of number two hitter in the lineup, Major Simmons, for the FPD Vikings with a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 delivery, swing and a miss, strike two. Veloz starting off hot here. Pacelli in their nice-looking powder blues, a throwback to the powder blues the Philadelphia Phillies wore back in the 70s and early 80s. Good-looking uniform. Ball's put into play up the middle. Going to be fielded by the second baseman. The throw over is not going to be in time. Could not get there. Slow roller, was not hit very well at all. I think he hit it off his thumbs. And the second baseman for the Vikings,
now batting, number 7, Brady McHugh.
Connor Zitrauer, was unable to get anything, any kind of foot plant to make a throw right there. And Simmons is aboard with an infield single here in the top of the first inning. Now at the plate, Brady McHugh for the visiting Vikings. First pitch to him, outside and low for ball one. FPD comes in, the number one ranked team in GIAA. They are 20-3 on the season. 6-0 in region play. 8-1 on the road so far this season. Ball fouled off the right side. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to McHugh. Pacelli comes in at 11-11 on the year. 1-5 in region play. 5-4 here at home. 6-5 on the road. 0-2 in neutral games. Throw over to first. Caught him leaning a little bit there. But he gets back safely. Delivery from Veloz. That's ripped into left center field. That's going to get all the way through the gap, all the way to the wall out in left center. McHugh is going to round third, and he's going to score easily. Diving into third base with a triple that was Major Simmons who scored from first, and diving into third with the triple is McHugh. And quickly, just like that, FPD is on the board in the top of the first.
Now batting, number 10, Tinsley.
And that'll bring up Tinsley Lewis, the cleanup hitter, catching today for the visiting Vikings. How many times will I stumble over visiting Vikings in this broadcast? We shall see. Veloz the delivery. Breaking pitch, strike. Froze him a little bit right there. And it's 0-1. One away, we're in the top of the first inning. Runner at third base for FPD. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Ball gets away from the catcher. There's not a lot of room here, but he scores anyway from third. On the wild pitch. It was a swing and a pitch, swing and a miss at the pitch in the dirt. Got far enough away from the catcher, Levi Thompson, and it had a lot of spin on it when it went away from him, so it didn't bounce off anything hard, and the runner was able to score. So it's 2-0 FPD. Now the bases are empty, and an 0-2 pitch coming to Tinsley Lewis. Just off the outside corner, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Beautiful afternoon here. Started out a little chilly this morning, but it has heated up quickly, and it is quite warm this afternoon. Sun is at our backs. 1-2 pitch. Bounced off the plate, bounced on by the catcher, and thrown to first for the second out. He gets him in time. Levi Thompson jumped on that one, made a good throw down to first.
Now batting, number 9, Wyatt Waters.
And there are 2 away, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Wyatt Waters, for FPD. FPD from the Macon area, having a great season. First pitch in there for a strike. Breaking pitch from Jacob Veloz. I'm very familiar with the Veloz family. Both my sons played with Veloz brothers coming up. There's a high fly ball that's going to drift foul. Back over here to our right. And it'll be 0-2. Veloz has done a good job getting ahead of hitters in this first inning. He got a softly hit single and then a hard hit triple, and that led to both runs for FPD. That pitch down and away, good spot on the 0-2 count. He'll try to put this hitter away. The 1-2 pitch coming over his head. Breaking pitch kind of got away from him a little bit. Didn't get on top of it. And Waters was able to duck out of the way. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Excuse me, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That ball fouled straight back into the backstop. And we'll do the 1-2 again. Veloz, the wind, and the pitch is driven out to left center field. That's going to get down in the gap as well. It won't get through to the wall. Waters is going to round first wide, but he's not going anywhere. That'll be a single. So FPD won't go away here in the first inning, and that'll bring up Connor Strandmark, the
15,
first baseman.
Strandmark.
If you've never been to a game here at Diamond Field, playing on 100% turf, this is a multi-purpose field here at Pacelli. Soccer, football, baseball, softball, all use this field. The dimensions are a little bit different. 325 down the left field line. Not sure what the distance is down the right field line. It is short. 310. 345 out to just to the right of center field. Swing and a miss. It's a ball and a strike to Strandmark. And then it's fairly deep, probably about 370 out to the center field fence. The 1-1 pitch just off the mitt. And it's a little bit inside, and it'll be 2 balls and a strike to Strandmark. Veloz. The 2-1 pitch, breaking pitch, must have been low. I think it stayed a little low. It was a good pitch, good location. Just broke down below the knees, and it's 3-1 now to the FPD first baseman. The 3-1 pitch off the plate outside, that's ball 4. And that'll put runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the first. That'll bring a visit from head coach Casey Rasmus out to talk to the young freshman right-hander. That'll give us an opportunity to tell you about some of our sponsors. Glenn Smith Chevy GMC, Pepsi, Buffalo Rock. All of our usuals, Carroll Purdue Agency over in Phoenix City, State Farm, Alex Quinney, Allstate. Some great sponsors. The Beck Center here at Pacelli. Allow us to do this every week. Please look at our website, look at our broadcasts, go by Gordy Eye Care in Phoenix City. Go by our great sponsors and tell them thank you for what they do for high school athletics here in the Chattahoochee Valley.
Sam Bryant.
And Sam Bryant, the second baseman for FPD, will step in after the mound visit. 2 outs, runners at first and second. FPD with 2 runs across here in the top of the first. Veloz, the pitch, strike 1. just below the letters, right down the middle. And he's out ahead of Sam Bryant. The stretch, the look back at the runner at second base, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on a good breaking pitch. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Wow, that was close. Fastball got below the knees. It was about shin high. Good call by the umpire. I'm not sure how the batter laid off of it. It was a pretty good-looking pitch. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Bellows quickly. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch stays inside this time. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Deuce is wild on the board. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 runs, and 2 outs. The pitch, just off the outside corner. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. We got a good view of that when it was outside. It was off the plate. If you've listened to me this year, you know I'll tell you when it's when it is and when it isn't. And that one stays low as well, and the bases are loaded. So Veloz got out to an 0-2 count there and then lost him with some good pitches. He didn't miss by much. But nonetheless, the bases are loaded, and that'll bring up Grant Martin, who is
now batting number 12, Grant Martin,
the opposing pitcher today for FPD. He hits from the left side of the plate, whereas number 12. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded, 2-0 FPD. As we're just underway here at Diamond Field. The 1-2 pitch coming. Breaking pitch and a good one. Up high on the upper side of the zone. Gets the swing and a miss. And no further damage here in the first inning. So, for FPD in the first, 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left on base. It's 2-0 FPD. As we head toward the bottom of the first here at Diamond Field. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Here they come. Truckloads of fresh inventory to Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $13,250 off. New GMC Terrains, the popular SUV known for its safety, technology, and performance, is discounted up to $7,500 off. Enjoy. No payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
Back at Diamond Field, Grant Martin, the left-hander, completing his warm-up pitches here as Pacelli gets ready to come to the plate. They are down 2-0 after 2 runs by FPD in the top of the first. Again, FPD comes in as the #1 ranked team in GIAA. They are 20-3 on the season. Pacelli stands at 11-11 entering this game. And leading off will be the pitcher for the Vikings, Jacob Veloz. Told you earlier, my 2 sons played with brothers of Jacob. My oldest son, Brooks, played with Jordan, and my younger son, Bryn, who is still playing now, played with Justin. who I believe is still at Chattahoochee Valley. And Jacob, the younger brother, I remember him when he was a little kid, and you could tell back then, even running around Northern Little League, he was going to be something special. And he takes strike one from Grant Martin to start his at bat here in the bottom of the first. The 0-1 pitch is outside on a breaking ball. And it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Willows a good swipe at that one, fouls it off the right side. And it's 1-2. Martin, the 1-2 pitch, breaking pitch, fouled away. Willows stays alive, got a bat, enough of the bat on that one to foul it away. Good breaking pitch there. A lot of vertical drop on it. And we'll do it again. The 1-2 pitch bounces up there for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another breaking pitch. Martin, the 2-2. Fastball, fouled away. Battling up there is Veloz. And we'll do the 2-2 offering again. Martin now into his motion. The 2-2 pitch, fouled away, straight back this time. And we've got a battle going on. Martin delivering the 2-2. Outside, ball 3. Good at bat going here from the freshman Veloz. And a good battle going between he and his counterpart on the other Vikings, Grant Martin. 3-2 pitch on the way. Down and in for ball 4. Great at bat from Jacob Veloz, and he is on base like the leadoff hitter is supposed to be. And that'll bring up Cam Carino, the shortstop. Veloz with his lead. He drops a bunt down. Carino, it's a good one down the third baseline. They're not going to be able to throw him out there. That's a base hit. Excellent bunt by Cam Carino, and both runners are safe. So now runners at first and second after the bunt single. It was a close play at first, but Carino had it by a step. And that'll bring up the leading hitter for the Vikings, Connor Zittrauer. Zittrauer with 4 homers this year. Looking to do some damage here with runners at first and second. Martin delivers. He squares to bunt, pulls it back though, and it's ball 1, 1-0. Kind of wondered if they would employ the small ball strategy here or not. We'll see if they leave it on this time or if they've just got the defense to adjust and now open some holes in the infield. Martin into the stretch, looks at the runners, and the 1-0 pitch. They leave the bunt on. He fouls it up in the air, and it's going to get out of play over into the bleachers on the left side. And it's a ball and a strike. That's one of the perils of bunting a pitch that's up in the zone. It is hard to get on top of that pitch and get it down. So Zittrauer will step back in now. Runners at first and second. There's nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch, swing and a miss, up and away fastball. Good pitch, good location from Grant Martin. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Zittrauer going to have to battle now. Try to win this at bat. Martin now into the stretch, looks at the runners. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, got away from second and third. for Braden Hudson. That pitch was a strike. Breaking pitch on the outside corner. And I told you I wouldn't lie to you, folks. That one did not have the plate. But it looked good. The 0-2 pitch. Change up. That one stayed down in the zone. Catcher tried to frame it there. Did a pretty good job. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Pitch from Martin. Fouled away by Hudson as he battles at the plate. Jacob Veloz down at third base. Cam Carino out at second base. Veloz drew a walk. Carino with a bunt single. Breaking pitch way off the plate outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Hudson will step back in. The left-hander Martin into the stretch. And the 2-2. Down, bounces away, gets away from the catcher. He has no idea where it is right now. And Grant Martin has to come get it. That one got under him up off the backstop and caromed a little bit to the left side. And the Viking catcher, Tinsley Lewis, could not find the baseball. And finally the pitcher, Grant Martin, came and got it. So St. Anne Pacelli pushes across a run. They've cut the deficit in half here as Jacob Veloz scores. And now Cam Carino is down at third, 90 feet away. And a ball in play likely scores him here. And there's another ball that gets away from the catcher, gets down, and there's another run scores. And that was ball 4 to Braden Hudson. And we're tied at 2. So the only hit of the inning so far has been the bunt single by Carino, but a walk and a couple of wild pitches, or 2 walks and a couple of wild pitches, have led to 2 runs. A ball off the plate outside, ball 1.
Now batting, number 18, Levi Thompson.
So runners again at first and second, and that'll bring up Levi Thompson, the Pacelli catcher, as the Vikings look to maybe pull out to a lead here. First pitch, good fastball at the knees on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Thompson, a sophomore. There's a high fly ball, shallow center field. Runner at second tags. He bluffs going, but a good strong throw in, and they're 2 away. And that'll bring up Nolan Vaughn, the center fielder.
Now batting, number 8, Nolan Vaughn.
With 2 outs. It's 2-2. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Runners at first and second for St. Anne Pacelli. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Both pitchers having a little success with the elevated fastball in this first inning. Another elevated fastball, this one out of the zone for ball 1. It's 1-1 to Nolan Vaughn. Vaughn, a sophomore, a lead here. First pitch to him, up and away, ball 1. The 0-1 pitch off the plate outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Grant Martin, the lefty, trying to get out of this inning. The 2-0 pitch fouled away from Aponte, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Aponte back in the stretch from Grant Martin. The 2-1 pitch. Driven up the middle. That's going to get down for a base hit. One run is in. Here comes another run toward the plate. The throw is cut, and they're going to have him at third base. Coach Rasmus held the runner up when he had already rounded third, and he was unable to get back. A good cut by the first baseman and a throw over to third, and they get him at third, but not before Pacelli takes the lead on the base hit from Aponte, and they hold a 3-2 lead here after one inning. So an eventful first inning here at Diamond Field. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live with the second inning. Don't go away.
My name is Sergeant Jason Swells, and this is my CVCC story. Class sizes were not too large. The professors in each class. One of my daughters is a student at CVCC right now. She's going through the arts program. I've got another son who's right behind her who's about to graduate school, and he's already talking about going to CV, and he's ready for it. CVCC did prepare me for my career. They made sure you knew the subject before you walked out of the class, before you took the test. They dedicated 100% of themselves to it. It was a great experience, and I could say for anybody who's deciding or thinking about going into criminal justice, CVCC got my vote all day long because they're on top of their game.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do.
And the number 9 hitter in the order, Harrison Keenan, will lead off here for FPD in the top of the second inning. 3-2 Pacelli after one. Very similar inning for both teams. First pitch from Veloz is outside for ball one. Both teams sent 8 hitters to the plate in the first inning. The only difference is Pacelli was able to push across 3 runs, and First Presbyterian Day only got 1. There's a ball into the left center field gap. And Keenan is going to come into second base with a double. So a hard hit ball out to the gap in left center, and we're back to the top of the order with Keenan Johnson. He led off the game with a strikeout swinging back in the top of the first. Below's the stretch. First pitch, strike one on the inside corner. Below's look in, gets his sign, takes a gander back at the runner. And the 0-1 pitch, fouled off the right side out into the trees over here to our right. And it's 0-2. The stretch. The 0-2 delivery. Strike 3 outside corner at the knees, an excellent pitch. That one did have the plate. It was a great spot. So a strikeout looking for Keon Johnson.
3,
and that's the first out here in the second inning, and Major Simmons will come to the plate. Simmons singled back in the first inning and came around to score on the triple by Brady McHugh. Runner at second base, 1 out. First pitch, swing and a miss. Good pitch from Veloz. Left-handed hitter Simmons stands in, the stretch, and the 0-1. Breaking pitch, strike 2. A good one from Veloz, and he's ahead 0-2 to the FPD center fielder. Takes a look at the runner out at second base. The 0-2 pitch Down low. A ball and 2 strikes. That was close. The stretch in the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Good breaking pitch on his shoe tops there. Broke that one off on his shoe tops.
Now batting.
And
number
2
7,
straight
Brady
strikeouts
McHugh.
for Jacob Veloz. And he's going to try to close the door if he can get Brady McHugh. First inning, McHugh drove one into the left center field gap for a triple. He takes a fastball low, 4-1. The stretch in the 1-0. Breaking pitch bounces up there. The runner goes. And Thompson sort of lost his footing a little bit there as he tried to plant. He might have had a play, but couldn't throw, off balance. And the runner moves over to third. That'll go as a wild pitch. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to McHugh. The 2-0 pitch. Breaking pitch ripped down the third baseline, foul. Off the point down there, back out into the field of play. They're going to check the baseball. It'll come back to Veloz. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Veloz, the look in, the sign, the wind, and the 2-1 pitch. High fastball fouled. He was late on that one. Fouled it off the right side, and now the count is even and deuces are wild on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for FPD. The 2-2 pitch popped up here in foul territory. Veloz calls for it, and he's going to make the catch near the first baseline. And that'll be the 3rd out. So the leadoff double and then a runner at third is squandered here by FPD in the 2nd inning. Great job by Jacob Veloz to come back and pitch out of that. And the lead, the 1-run lead for Pacelli is preserved. It is Pacelli 3, FPD 2 as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia-Alabama Sports Live.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia-Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia-Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia-Alabama Sports Live.
And we're back at Diamond Field.
Leading off for the Vikings, number 3, Merrick Miller.
And leading off for St. Anne Pacelli in the bottom of the 2nd inning is right fielder Merrick Miller, the number 9 hitter in the order. 9-1-2 due up for the Vikings here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. No runs across for FPD in the top of the inning. That ball fouled away. It's 0-1 now to Miller. Martin delivers. Breaking pitch stays high, and it's 1-1 strike to Merrick Miller. Grant Martin on the mound, the left-hander for FPD. If you're just joining us, it is 3-2 Pacelli. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Pitch on the way. Driven out toward left field. That's a sun field. Left fielder, though, has the sunglasses on, tracks it, and makes the catch for out number 1.
Now batting, number 6, Jacob Veloz.
That'll bring up leadoff hitter Jacob Veloz. He walked and scored the first run for St. Anne Pacelli back in the first inning. Takes a pitch. That's called a strike. And it's 0-1. And it's 0-2. 2 balls on the outer part of the plate. Both called strikes. Veloz will have to battle. Looked like an off-speed pitch there, up and away. And it's 1-2 strikes. Great at bat in the first inning for Veloz. Finally resulted in a walk. He fouled off several pitches. That one's up and away, ball 2. He may be a freshman, but he is baseball seasoned. He grew up in a baseball family, and he is baseball seasoned. He knows what he's doing at the plate. The 2-2 pitch. That was fouled away. Good job right there. Looked like the same pitches that were called a strike on both of them earlier in the at-bat, and he was smart right there. Got the bat on that, fouled it out of play, and he'll go back to work. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The lefty delivers. Breaking pitch. This one pulled and fielded down there by Coach Rasmus. He still got it. Although I will say that one wasn't hit too hard. I still would have went screaming out of the way like a girl. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch right there. Took a little, maybe pulled a string on that pitch. It got down in the zone, and he got Veloz swinging, and that is the second out of the inning.
Now batting, number 1, Cam Carino.
And that'll bring up Cam Carino. He had a great bunt single back in the first inning. Also scored the second run for the Vikings. And he'll go to work here against Grant Martin. Breaking pitch, up and away. The wind and the 1-0. Strike 1. Good pitch outside part of the plate at the knees. And it's 1-1 strike. The 1-1 pitch fouled away, and it's 1-2. We just got a report that Calvary has defeated Brookstone 4-3 this afternoon at Brookstone. I think they played earlier this week at Calvary. Or they may play, and they play again tomorrow, I guess. The 1-2 pitch fouled away down the third base side over by the FPD dugout. And a boot down there by Coach Rasmus this time. Maybe he doesn't still have it.
Keep battling.
Martin into the wind. The 1-2 pitch bounded right back to the mound. Martin will throw across, and that'll do it for Pacelli in the second inning. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for St. Anne Pacelli in the second inning. We move to the third. It is 3-2 St. Anne Pacelli over FPD. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hey guys, it's Colin Scroggins with CNAW2 News.
And I'm Thrift Behringer from Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
You keep asking us to expand our coverage here at CNAW2 News, and we love locals, so we are doing just that. Right now, we are introducing our brand new partnership with Georgia Alabama Sports Live, your biggest and best local sports around.
Yeah, thanks, Colin. We are so excited about this partnership. We know you want more than the 3 to 4 minute clips that are out there. You want to be able to watch the game in its entirety. Well, we are doing that live streaming 24/7 on our Georgia Alabama Sports Live platform from all the public and private schools in the CNAW2 News area, plus local colleges like CSU and CBCC, even professional teams like the Columbus Lions and the Columbus United FC soccer team. We do all the sports: wrestling, tennis, baseball, softball, flag football, soccer, and then even, of course, football that everybody is looking forward to this upcoming fall.
And plus you have coaches shows and sports podcasts too, right?
Yeah, we do that every single week. Almost every single school that we cover has a coaches show dedicated to shining a light on all the programs out there, all the athletes. They deserve the exposure, and that's what we do. And then plus we have our weekly show that you can go and tune in. We give out rankings. It's a lot.
And we're back at Diamond Field, top of the third inning. FPD coming to the plate, and Tinsley Lewis, the catcher and cleanup hitter for the visiting Vikings, will lead it off. Lewis had a dribbler and was thrown out by catcher Levi Thompson back in the first inning. He takes ball one up high. Veloz the 1-0 delivery. Stays up again. Not a bad pitch there. That one had a little drop to it, a little vertical movement. And but I believe when it crossed the hitter, it was a little bit up. 2 balls, no strikes. Nobody out. We're just 2 pitches into the first hitter of the third inning. The 2-0 pitch. Fly ball out to center field. Center fielder's coming in. Will he get there? No, he will not. And that one was in the air quite a while. And I believe that center fielder Nolan Vaughn just got a bad jump on that. I think he saw it off the bat and maybe took a step back or froze and was not able to get on his horse and get in there. So a bloop single for Lewis, and the leadoff hitter is aboard for FPD. And it'll bring up Wyatt Waters. He had a hard single to left center back in the first inning. Courtesy runner for the catcher down at first. I'll catch the number in just a second, tell you who that is. That is number 5, Luke Shepley for FPD, who's handling the courtesy runner job today. Waters shows bunt, pulls it back, takes ball 1. Shepley gets a lead. Veloz into the stretch. The 1-0 pitch. Strike 1 at the knees on the outside corner. Excellent pitch right there. A little arm side movement. Paints the corner, and it's 1-1. The stretch. The 1-1 pitch. Just low. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 pitch up high, ball 3. 3-1 now to Waters. Shepley is extending his lead a little bit every time over at first base. He's got a foot out on the green carpet. 3-1. Fly ball, right field. Right fielder now has to come in for it, and he'll make the catch. And it's one away. Merrick Miller made that catch.
Now batting, number 15, Connor Strandmark.
And Connor Strandmark will step in. He walked back in the first inning. Runner at first base, one out. Pacelli leading 3-2 in the top of the third. Fastball, got it by him up in the zone. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch shows bunt. That's going to pop out of the mid of Levi Thompson, and the runner will move up.
Let's go.
So now Shepley, the courtesy runner, down at second base, and it's a 1-1 count to Connor Strandmark. Belows. The pitch. Line drive caught, dropped. Let's see, he was pulling it out of his glove when he dropped it, and that is going to be a catch. He was trying to hurry and get it out of his glove to maybe catch the runner too far off second base, and he lost the grip on it as he pulled it out of his glove. So no harm, no foul there. L5 on the putout, and that'll bring up Sam Bryant, who walked back in the first inning. 2 away now, runner at second base for FPD. The pitch, breaking pitch down low, 4-1. The 1-0 pitch, driven out to right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Miller's going to come up and throw, but he's not going to get the runner, and the tying run will score. Good piece of hitting right there by Sam Bryant as he smacks a line drive out to right field with an RBI. And it is now
number 12, Grant
3-all here in the third inning. And that'll bring up pitcher Grant Martin, left-handed hitter. Takes ball one just off the plate outside. Lowe's has a sign. The stretch. Throw over to first. Runner back easily. That ball stays in off the plate just barely. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Good looking pitch. Just didn't quite have the plate. And it's 2-0. Below's the stretch, the 2-0. Bouncing ball. That's going to get through the right side. It's going to be fielded in shallow right field by the second baseman, but it's a base hit for Grant Martin. And there will be a courtesy runner for Martin, I believe. Maybe not. Not yet, anyway. And Coach Casey Rasmus has a very one-sided conversation with his infield. He had a few things to say there. Trying to light a fire under those guys. So it's 3-3, and there are runners at first and second now.
Now batting number 4, Harrison Keenan.
And that'll bring up Harrison Keenan. He had a double his first plate appearance. That ball stays inside. Looked like an off-speed pitch from Veloz. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0 pitch, breaking pitch, a good one, strike 1. And it's 1-1. 2 outs, runners at first and second. We are in a tie ball game now, 3-3 at Diamond Field. Jacob Veloz looks back at the runner at second base. The 1-1 pitch, bouncing ball over to third. He's going to pick it up and throw across, and that'll do it.
Let's go!
Here in the third inning. No further damage as the 5-3 ground out ends the inning. But 1 run on 3 hits in the inning. And we are tied at 3. First Presbyterian Day and St. Anne Pacelli. The home-standing Vikings coming to the plate when we return on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Get ready to smile. It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of brand new full-size Chevrolet Silverados. Discounted up to $13,750 off. New 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV that features high-tech options and discounts up to $5,000 off. You can enjoy no payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast,
back at Diamond Field, Connor Zitrauer leading off for Pacelli. Takes ball 1 off the plate outside. 3-3 ball game. And the two teams are battling here. Pacelli at 11-11 on the season. FPD number 1 ranked at 20-3 on the season. And there's a drive out to left field deep. That ball is way back and gone. Connor Zitrauer put a charge in one, got it out of here to left field. And just like that, the homestanding Vikings have retaken the lead. He jumped all over a fastball right there and absolutely pulverized it out to left field. And it's 4-3, St. Anne Pacelli. And that'll bring up Braden Hudson. Hudson with a walk back in the first inning and a run scored. Takes ball 1 off the plate outside. The 1-0 pitch, breaking pitch, a good one. 1 ball and a strike. Martin with the 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball out to shortstop. Fielded. Throws on the run. Got him. Nice play out there by the shortstop, Keon Johnson. And there's one away here in the third inning.
Now batting, number 14, Dustin Sherman.
Dustin Sherman now the first baseman for the Vikings at the plate. He was hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Takes the ball away. And it's 1-0. Looks at ball two, a breaking pitch that stays up high. If you didn't know, if you're watching us on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, professional baseball back in Columbus, Georgia. Double-A affiliate of the Atlanta Braves, the Columbus Clingstones. And no, we don't like the name. But we're living with it, and the uniforms are sweet. So we'll let them pass. But they've had a successful opening to the season, home opening to the season. And there's a swing and a miss. 3-1 now. To Sherman. Off the plate outside, ball four. So interestingly there, Sherman had the green light on 3-0 and took a swipe at a fastball.
Now batting, number 18, Levi Thompson.
That'll bring up Levi Thompson. He flew to center field back in the first inning. As we were saying, the Clingstones won their home opener 3-0. That one's fouled away by Thompson. Did they win last night? They lost last night. So they are sold out tomorrow night. We were looking at tickets this morning at work and seeing if there were any available, and they are sold out for tomorrow night and with a fireworks display after the game. That pitch bounces inside, a breaking pitch. Thompson lays off, and it's 1-1. I have not been to the new ballpark yet, but I hear it is fantastic. The stretch, throw over to first again, runner back safely. I was privileged to take in an SEC baseball game last Friday night over in Auburn as they played LSU. Strike two on the outside corner. Good located pitch from Brandon Martin, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And they've done some really nice work at Plainsman Park in Auburn and made that into a nice baseball facility. There's a bounding ball, a little dribbler out to the mound. Martin is going to turn and throw. They throw back behind the runner down at second. He gets the runner over with that. Got it in play. And it'll take a 2-out hit from Nolan Vaughn to extend the Pacelli lead. They lead at 4-3, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning. Brandon Martin, the delivery, way high. Ball 1. Auburn with a historic kind of sweep of LSU. First time since the 80s, I think, if I remember correctly, that they've swept those Tigers. And they've got another tough test starting tonight over in Austin, Texas, as they take on the #1 Longhorns. Got something in common with Pacelli here today. Both of them playing #1 on a Thursday. The 1-1 pitch. There's a fly ball, shallow right field. Second baseman is out. Right fielder comes in. Second baseman's going to call it and grab it in shallow right field. But not before the Vikings of St. Anne Pacelli take the lead on a leadoff home run here in the third inning by Connor Zitzrauer. It's 4-3 Pacelli. We'll be back to Diamond Field in just a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, And here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover these 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a
And back at Diamond Field, First Presbyterian Day trailing 4-3 now, and they have the top of the order up here in the fourth inning. Keon Johnson's going to come for his third plate appearance. First two have ended in Ks. The first one swinging, the second one of the looking variety. And he takes ball one in the dirt, or excuse me, in the carpet here at Diamond Field, in the turf. There's a drive out to left field deep. Left fielder's got a bead on it, and it's gone. He looked like he had a bead on it the whole way, but all of a sudden he gave up and looked behind him, and the ball got out of here. So Keon Johnson with a leadoff homer, and just like that, we are tied again. First time Keon Johnson has really made good contact today, and boy, did he make good contact there.
Now batting number 3, Major Simmons.
And left field is a tough place to play this time of day here at Diamond Field. The sun is tough to deal with, really anywhere on the left side of the field. There's a swing and a miss to Major Simmons. Good pitch right there from Jacob Veloz. Off-speed pitch. Four now. Ball low and away, 1-1 to the FPD center fielder. Breaking pitch stays high. I'm over here going through my little bag of Easter candy I got at work this morning. We had an Easter egg hunt in the warehouse this morning. Low and in, 4-2. 2 balls and a strike, 3 balls and a strike now to Major Simmons. Blows. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good movement on that fastball. Tailed away from the right-handed hitter, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Willows into the wind, the 3-2 pitch, down and in, bounces up there, ball 4. And a base runner with nobody out here in the fourth for FPD, and that'll bring up Brady McHugh. He tripled back in the first inning, popped out to the pitcher in the second. First pitch to him. Breaking pitch stays high and away. Willows, the 1-0 pitch. Line drive through the left side of the infield. Runner's going to round and go to third, and he's in there. And trailing behind him down at second base is McHugh. He'll move over to second base on the throw. Good hustle from Major Simmons there, as he never slowed down rounding second base and hustled his way to third. Drew a throw. but it was late.
Now batting number 10, Tinsley Lewis.
And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter for FPD, Tinsley Lewis, the catcher. He's 1 for 2 today. He was out on a swinging bunt in the first inning and singled and scored in the third. Actually, it was his courtesy runner, Shepley, that scored. One ball, no strikes. 4-4 game. Runners at second and third, nobody out here in the fourth. And there's a drive out to left field. Left fielder has a beat on this one. It's going to be a sacrifice fly, though. And FPD will take the lead. And the runner stayed put down at second base.
Number 9, Wyatt Waters.
And the first pitch to Wyatt Waters is a strike. I was getting my score sheet in order there. Sorry, I was a little distracted. Couldn't figure out what I'd done, and I realized I didn't write the single down. Pickoff play out at second. Might have had a close play, but the throw ended up being to the left field side of the bag as the shortstop was coming across. So we'll reset everything. Wyatt Waters at the plate, runner at second base, 1 out. We're in the fourth inning, top of the fourth. And there's a drive out to center field, and that's going to be caught by the center fielder, and he gets it back in quickly. They might have had a chance. Nolan Vaughn might have had a chance at the runner at second base, but he was able to freeze and get back. When that left the bat, it looked like it was going to be a base hit, but it just hung up in the air, and Vaughn was able to come in and make the catch, and they're 2 away. So runner still at second base, 2 outs now, and that'll bring up Connor Strandmark, the big first baseman. And a good-looking pitch, called ball 1. That was a breaking pitch, and it looked like it had the plate the whole way, but it's called a ball. Change the sign there a little bit. They've got it. The stretch, the look back at second. The 1-0 pitch, breaking pitch, a good one. Strike 1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the fourth inning. FPD has taken a 5-4 lead here with a pair of runs in this fourth inning. Home run by Keon Johnson and a sacrifice fly by Tinsley Lewis are responsible for those 2 runs in this inning. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good fastball from Jacob Veloz. He's into the stretch, takes a look back at the runner. The 1-2 pitch, runner goes, and it's strike 3 on the outside corner. An excellent breaking pitch. And that ends any more threat here in the fourth inning from FPD, but not before. 2-run score on a pair of hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's 5-4 FPD at Diamond Field. We'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live in just a moment.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Get ready to smile. It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of brand new full-size Chevrolet Silverados. Discounted up to $13,750 off. New 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV that features high-tech options and discounts up to $5,000 off. You can enjoy no payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready.
Back at Diamond Field, top of the 5th inning. FPD, bottom of the 4th inning. I'm getting ahead of myself here. St. Anne Pacelli at the plate, Alex Aponte. He singled in a run back in the 1st inning and takes strike 1. There's a ground ball up the middle, fielded by Johnson. He's going to throw across, and there's one away. Going to bring up Merrick Miller.
Now batting, number 3, Merrick Miller.
Miller, the right fielder, 0 for 1. He flew out to left field back in the 2nd inning, making his 2nd plate appearance. Shows bunt, flies it, and it's going to stay in the air, and the third baseman makes the catch. Coming down the line, got one of those pitches up in the zone, and it is difficult to bunt and get on top of those pitches high in the zone. Pop that one up.
Now batting, number 6, Jacob Below.
And there's 2 outs. That'll bring us back to the top of the order in Jacob Veloz. And he takes strike 1. The 0-1 pitch. Change up. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Really nice job by Grant Martin right there. He really pulled a string on that pitch. The 0-2 pitch. Down, bounce, gets away from the catcher. He'll get a new baseball. Veloz steps back in. Martin going to get his sign, and it's the 1-2 pitch on the way, up and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Veloz, a walk and a run scored in the 1st, struck out swinging back in the 2nd. Trying to get something going with 2 outs here for the Vikings. And there's a drive out to left field, but the left fielder is going to beat the sun and make the catch. So a fly out, and it is 3 up and 3 down here in the 4th inning for St. Anne Pacelli. We'll go to the 5th inning. It is FPD 5, St. Anne Pacelli 4. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Get ready to smile. It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of brand new full-size Chevrolet Silverados. Discounted up to $13,750 off. New 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV that features high-tech options and discounts up to $5,000 off. You can enjoy no payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Back at Diamond Field, we got a couple of defensive changes for St. Anne Pacelli. Now pitching, left-hander Carson Ramirez. And moving to shortstop is Jacob Veloz. And moving from shortstop out to left field is Cam Carino. And I think that's everybody that changed there. And leading off is Sam Bryant for FPD. He hits it off the fist, a little spinner out to second base. Fielded, bounced over, and that's going to get away. Not sure what happened there with the grip from Zitrauer, but as he made his throw to first, it went straight into the ground. It bounced high.
Now batting, number 12.
But Dustin Sherman couldn't keep it in his glove over at first, and the run is aboard on an error. And that'll bring up Grant Martin, the opposing pitcher. And he drives one out to left field. That's going to be played on a hop out there for a base hit. Good piece of hitting by Grant Martin. And that'll bring up Harrison Keenan.
Now batting, number 4.
The right fielder. So Ramirez comes in, gets 2 balls not hit very hard at all, and doesn't have an out to show for it. Grant Martin really did do a nice job of hitting. He took the pitch, the outside pitch, the other way and dropped it into left field, but there should be one out. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Ramirez. The batter shows bunt. He gets it down, and he's going to beat it out down to first.
Now batting, number 6, Keon Johnson.
So a bunt single is going to load the bases. And that'll bring up Keon Johnson, his last at bat. He hammered a ball out to left field for a home run. And that was maybe a splitter. I'm not sure. It had a different spin on it if it spun at all. I'm not sure if it was an attempt at a knuckleball or if it was a splitter. Was it a changeup? And there is a drive, left center field, deep, and it is gone. 2 straight at bats with a home run for Keon Johnson as he got every piece of that one for a grand slam. And that kind of breaks this one open a little bit here and makes it 9-4. FPD.
Now batting, number 3.
That was a no-doubter. So Keon Johnson a little upset at himself after those 2 strikeouts. And he has taken it out on the 2 pitchers he's faced, Jacob Veloz and Ramirez. And there's a line out. One away. Major Simmons' first pitch he sees, he lines it to second baseman Zitrauer.
Now batting, number 7, Brady McHugh.
Brings up McHugh. He takes strike 1. Ramirez gets the sign. The 0-1 just missed. Ball 2. Up and away for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. That ball bounces up there. 3 balls and a strike from Ramirez. The 3-1 pitch, ball 4. So McHugh has been on base
Now
3
batting,
out
number
of the
10,
4 times he's been to the
Lewis.
plate. He has a walk, a single, and a triple. And that brings up Tinsley Lewis. His last at bat, he scored a run on a sacrifice fly. This will bring a visit from Coach Rasmus. So officially, Lewis is 1 for 2 with a sacrifice fly and an RBI. And the meeting breaks up on the mound. Another long discussion from Coach Rasmus. Hope you enjoyed the spinners during our little respite there. A lot of people have no idea who the spinners are. That was them singing during the break right there, you know. That's been back when music was real and good. And ball 1 now to Tinsley Lewis. It's 9-4 FPD after the grand slam from Keon Johnson. He has 2 straight home runs. He's 2 for 4 now. As a ripped line drive off a good piece of hitting on the outside pitch through the gap on the right side. And that'll get the runner around to third base, and there's first and third now with 1 out. And Tinsley Lewis is now 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. And here comes his courtesy runner, Shepley, coming across. Catcher and the pitcher, if they choose to use them, the catcher and the pitcher get courtesy runners in high school baseball.
Wyatt Waters.
That'll bring up Wyatt Waters. Waters has he has singled, he has flown out to right and lined out to center. 1 out. First pitch from Ramirez. Breaking pitch, a good one. Strike 1. The stretch from Ramirez. The 1-1 pitch lined up the middle. That is ripped for a single. That'll get another run home. And it's 10-4. Waters did his job right there and took it right back up the middle. Puts runners at first and second. And we'll have a pitching change. We'll take a break. And when we come back, we'll tell you about the new pitcher. We'll be back in just a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Get ready to smile. It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of brand new full-size Chevrolet Silverados. Discounted up to $13,750 off. New 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV that features high-tech options and discounts up to $5,000 off. You can enjoy no payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
We are back at Diamond Field. The new pitcher for St. Anne Pacelli is Billy Smith.
Now batting, number
Smith, the
15,
right-hander,
Connor Strandmark.
junior. He'll come in. He'll face Connor Strandmark. Strandmark is 0 for 2 with a walk so far this afternoon. Runners at first and second, one out. We're in the fifth inning. He fouls the first pitch over by the dugout and in and through the dugout. That one went in the doorway, bounced around, and came out the other end of the dugout. Bet he can't do that again. Smith looks in, gets the sign, looks at the runner. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch on the inside corner, strike two. No balls, two strikes, one out. Runners at first and second. We're in the top of the fifth inning. It's 9-4 FPD. Smith, the stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Pulled a string on that one. Got the strikeout. And there are two away.
Now batting, number 1, Sam Bryant.
And the FPD Vikings have batted around. Sam Bryant started this inning getting on an error, and he is the current hitter with two outs. Fouls that one back. Messing up my score sheet here, but that's okay. The stretch and the 0-1 pitch. Fouled back again. Strike two. Billy Smith doing his job here, coming in and pumping the zone for strikes. And that's what you want to see really any time, but you especially want to see it in relief in a game like this, where you've still got a chance and you're still in the game despite the score looking a little lopsided. Definitely not out of reach. That one off the plate outside, a good 0-2 pitch. There's another foul ball off the bat of Bryant. It's 10. One ball, two strikes. Smith gets his sign. The 1-2 pitch, no, it's going to be a inside move back towards second base. Just mixing it up a little bit there is Billy Smith. The stretch, the 1-2. Strike 3 called, outside corner, and that'll do it. So, in the 5th inning for the Vikings of FPD, 5 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is FPD 10, Pacelli 4. We'll be back on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Here they come. Truckloads of fresh inventory to Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $13,250 off. New GMC Terrains, the popular SUV known for its safety, technology, and performance, is discounted up to $7,500 off. Enjoy. No payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy and Gordy Eye Care, for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching.
Leading off for the Vikings, number 1, Cam Carino.
And back at Diamond Field, bottom of the 5th inning. Pacelli got to go to work here. They're down 10-4. Cam Carino will lead off for the Vikings. Grant Martin is still on the mound. He gets a foul ball back over our heads here. And it's 0-1 to Carino. Carino on the afternoon is 1 for 2. He singled and scored in the 1st inning and grounded out to the pitcher in the 2nd. That's strike 2. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Martin, the pitch. Off speed, pulled foul by Carino. Beautiful afternoon here in Columbus, Georgia. Weather finally starting to turn toward that late spring feel. And there's a drive out to left field, but it's going to be tracked down and caught. Carino hit it hard. But there's one away here, and that'll bring up Zitrauer. Zitrauer's last at bat. He hammered a pitch over the left field wall for a home run. That was home run number 5 on the season for Zitrauer. Off-speed pitch on the corner. And it's 0-1. FPD trying to move to 21-3 overall. Up and away for ball 1. They definitely have a good baseball team. The 1-1 pitch. Ripped past the diving third baseman. Base hit for Zitrauer.
Now batting, number 2.
And that'll bring up Braden Hudson, the third baseman. Hudson is 0 for 1 on the day. He walked and scored in the 1st inning, grounded out to shortstop in the 3rd. Up and away for ball 1. Martin, the 0-1 pitch, or excuse me, 1-0 pitch down low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner at first, 1 out. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pacelli trails 10-4. Trying to mount a rally here, get something going. The 2-0 pitch way outside, ball 3. 3-0 now to Braden Hudson. Dustin Sherman waits on deck for the Vikings. Grant Martin into the stretch. The 3-0 pitch at the knees for strike 1. The old automatic. Martin now into the stretch. The 3-1 pitch. There's drive down the right field line. It's going to drift foul, and the right fielder, I think he was trying to look everywhere but at the ball as he was running for that one, and finally lost it and didn't catch it. I think he thought he was going to run into the fence. He was looking down, he was looking around, and finally when he looked up, he had almost passed the baseball. So a harmless foul ball there. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. The stretch and the pitch. High pop on the infield. First baseman calls for it. Second baseman now calls him off and makes the catch. And there are 2 away. And Martin has put himself in good position here with a runner at first and 2 outs in the 5th inning.
Number 14, Dustin Sherman.
And Dustin Sherman strolls to the plate. He has appeared at the plate twice, does not have an official at bat. He was hit by a pitch in the first and walked in the 3rd. Quick throw over to first. Runner gets back. Coach Rasmus had a question about the type of move that Grant Martin used there. If you go to first base, you have to break contact with the rubber, and I think he's saying that he never broke contact when he stepped over. And all 3 umpires are going to confer here. We don't have replay, so we can't take another look at it. We can't do an official review here, so the umpires are just going to have to decide amongst themselves. Once they decide which one wants bacon on their cheeseburger and which one doesn't, they'll come back with a decision. Plate umpire is going to have an explanation for Coach Rasmus. Pretty obvious there will be no call of any kind here. There possibly should have been, but maybe not. At any rate, we're now back to action. 2 outs. Dustin Sherman at the plate. And another move over to first. Runner's back. That one was a more traditional move. No questions about that one. The pitch, outside, ball 1. Sun starting to set here on a beautiful evening. The 1-0 pitch, ball 2, out, away again. 2 balls, no strikes. Martin has gone the distance for FPD. He gave up 3 runs in the first, gave up a single run in the 3rd. but he has pretty much been in control out there for most of this game. Swing and a miss from Sherman, and it's 2 balls and a strike. The pitch, swing and a miss at a good breaking pitch. Fooled him badly there. And it's 2-2. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first. Bottom of the 5th inning. The 2-2 pitch, strike 3 called at the knees. A good pitch right there from Grant Martin. And that'll do it for St. Anne Pacelli in the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We go to the 6th inning. It's 10-4 FPD. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
My name is Sergeant Jason Swells, and this is my CVCC story. Class sizes were not too large. The professors in each class had time to talk. It was almost like a one-on-one experience. One of my daughters is a student at CVCC right now. She's going through the arts program. I've got another son who's right behind her who's about to graduate school, and he's already talking about going to CV, and he's ready for it. CVCC did prepare me for my career. They made sure you knew the subject before you walked out of the class, before you took the test. They dedicated 100% of themselves to it. It was a great experience, and I could say for anybody who's deciding or thinking about going into criminal justice, CVCC got my vote all day long because they're on top of their game.
Here they come. Truckloads of fresh inventory to Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of full-size GMC Sierras, discounted up to $13,250 off. New GMC Terrains, the popular SUV known for its safety, technology, and performance, is discounted up to $7,500 off. Enjoy. No payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Back to Diamond Field.
Grant Martin.
Top of the 6th inning, Grant Martin, the pitcher, will lead off for FPD. Billy Smith finished out the last inning. He's on for his 2nd inning of work. Throws ball 1. Martin, swing and a miss. Strike 1. Martin is 2 for 3 today. 2 singles, a run scored, and a strikeout. Billy Smith delivers, fouled off the left side, out toward the parking lot. Got a vehicle, the telltale sign out there, the telltale sound of the ka-whoomp in the parking lot. The 1-2 pitch bounces up there, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 219 food truck is here tonight at Pacelli. That ball stayed up. That was an off-speed pitch of some kind right there. Stayed up in the zone. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Martin trying to get aboard for the 3rd time in the game.
Yes, sir. Come on, John, let's go.
Good looking pitch right there, just off the plate inside. And it's ball 4. And Martin is aboard for the 3rd time in the game with a walk.
Now bad, number 4, Harrison Keenan.
Harrison Keenan up now, the number 9 hitter in the order. Keon Johnson on deck over there. He's got about 720 feet of hit his last 2 at-bats. First pitch to Keenan was ball 1. Billy Smith into the stretch. The 1-0 pitch, strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. The stretch and the 1-1. Just off the plate outside. 2 balls and a strike. Move over to first. Runner back easily. Good bit of difference between this time of day last night and today. Last night it was getting kind of chilly. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Harrison Keenan. Nobody out. The leadoff hitter of the inning, Grant Martin, is down at first base after drawing a walk. He said he's the pitcher, and he said, I don't need no stinking courtesy runner. He stayed on base every time he's been on tonight. Move over there. It's a good strategy. Go over there 5 or 6 times, make him dive back in, make him use a little energy coming back to the mound. The stretch. 2-2 pitch. Breaking pitch fouled off. Back here to the parking lot behind us. So Keenan stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Smith getting the sign. He's now into the stretch. The 2-2 pitch down low, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Our producer Chris, PA man here, Will Thompson. Guys, what's wrong with the Atlanta Braves? That's the same answer I get from everybody I ask. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. He struck him out. So 1 away here in the 6th inning, and that'll bring up Keon Johnson. His last 2 at-bats, he has absolutely murdered a couple of pitches. The last inning was the big blow, the grand slam that extended the lead for FPD. Ball low and in for ball 1. Billy Smith. The 1-0 pitch. Strike 1, outside corner at the knees. Good pitch from Billy Smith. 1 ball, 1 strike. I don't know a lot about Keon Johnson, but I would say he is a surefire prospect. Foul ball off the left side. Just told by Will Thompson he's the #1 2026 player in the state of Georgia and the #6 player overall in the United States. I believe it. Talented young man, good-looking athlete. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Billy Smith delivers. Fouled off again. Still 1-2. And the 219 food truck is departing the premises after dealing out some tasty treats. And there's a high fly ball to center field. And now Vaughn has to come back in. He broke back on that ball. It sounded It sounded farther than it was. I'll put it that way. But he makes the catch, and Keon Johnson is retired. And there are 2 away here in the 6th inning. And Major Simmons at the plate. Simmons has been on base twice.
11, Connor Crosby.
A single in the 1st and a walk in the 4th. He has scored both of those times. That's sandwiched around a strikeout in the 2nd and a line out in the 5th. He's 2 for 3. Excuse me, 1 for 3. 2 outs. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Billy Smith, the delivery, just off the outside corner. Ball 1. Smith looks at the runner, gets his signal. The stretch and the 1-0 pitch. Strike 1 at the knees on the outer half. It was a good pitch from Smith, but he wasn't real satisfied with it. I think he must have missed his spot. The stretch and the 1-1 pitch. Hit hard, foul down the third baseline. A bounce out into left field. And it's a ball and a strike, or excuse me, a ball and 2 strikes. Smith trying to close this inning out here. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. A good breaking pitch from Billy Smith. So a pair of strikeouts in the inning for the right-hander. And nothing doing for FPD in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 10-4 FPD. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible. To be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And then you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Get ready to smile. It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of brand new full-size Chevrolet Silverados. Discounted up to $13,750 off. New 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV that features high-tech options and discounts up to $5,000 off. You can enjoy no payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Back at Dymo Field, and we have a pitching change for FPD. Brady McHugh is going to come in to the mound. McHugh was at third base, and now Connor Strandmark is going to move from first base over to third base, and Grant Martin is going to go over to first base.
Leading off for the Vikings, number 18, Levi Thompson.
So a little shuffle there for FPD. And McHugh, a right-hander, will come in. First pitch to Levi Thompson is a ball high. Ball 2 down low. And the lights come on here at Diamond Field. The 2-0 pitch. 3-0. Ball 3 down low. So McHugh having a little trouble finding his release point on this first hitter. The 3-0 pitch. Off the plate inside, ball 4, and Thompson will lead off with a walk.
Now batting, number 8, Nolan Vaughn.
And that'll bring up center fielder Nolan Vaughn. He looks at strike 1 on the outside corner. First strike thrown. Good job of taking that first pitch by Vaughn after 4 straight. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2, same pitch, outside corner. And quickly it's 0-2 on Vaughn. And he's hit with the breaking pitch. Got away from him a little bit there. And he goes from 0-2 up and in control to hitting the batter and putting a runner on. So runners at the first 2 bases.
Now batting, number 13, Alex Aponte.
And Alex Aponte, the DH, will come up for the Vikings. He is 1 for 2 on the afternoon with an RBI single back in the first inning. He grounded out, and he fouls that one straight back at my nose. And yes, I jumped a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. I know there's a fence there, but I jumped anyway. The 0-1 pitch shows bunt, takes it for a strike. It was a good pitch. And it's 0-2 to Aponte. The 0-2, strike 3 called, outside corner at the knees. 1 away. That'll bring up Merrick Miller.
Number 3, Merrick Miller.
Miller on the afternoon is 0 for 2. Fly out in the second and a pop out on a bunt attempt in the fourth. He takes ball 1. The pitch, strike 1 called on the outside corner. McHugh came on to begin this 6th inning, taking over for Grant Martin. Ball low and in for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Don't forget to join us this weekend, Sunday night, for the Step Up podcasts. And there's a single ripped into left field by Miller, his first hit of the day, and that'll load the bases for the Vikings. And the top of the order is coming up. Jacob Veloz will stroll to the plate. And that'll bring a visit from Coach Greg Moore. Will come out and talk to his hurler and to his infield here. Pacelli has loaded the bases with 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. They trail 10-4. Trying to put a big inning together here. If they can string some hits together, they can get themselves right back in this ball game. Of course, they could do it on one swing of the bat. We've already had one grand slam in this game. And I'm sure the Pacelli fans would love to see one here. So Veloz will step in. McHugh, a walk, a hit batter, and a single. Those are the 3 runners aboard. There's 1 out.
Let's go, Jacob. Let's go, 6. Do your job here, 6.
He looks at strike 1 on the outside corner at the knees.
Let's go, 6.
The pitch bounces up there. 1 ball, 1 strike to the freshman shortstop / pitcher for the St. Anne Pacelli Vikings. That ball's low and away. 2 balls and a strike. Pacelli trying to get a little rally going here. Bases loaded, 1 out. The pitch bounced at the plate, maybe off his toes or his foot. He's going to limp a little bit down first base side. Flex his foot a little bit. He's wearing a leg guard, so hopefully it didn't get much of his foot. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Going to have to guard here. He's had some good at-bats today. He's officially 0 for 2. Fouls that one off, and that one bounces out. I tell you, you get some hops off this turf sometimes. That one's fouled at the plate and bounced over the about 8-foot-high fence over there. 2-2 pitch. Down low, bounces, and it's 3-2. Lowe's trying to make something happen here. They need base runners. And the pitch fouled off. Good job. That one off the light pole. Carry them back toward the parking lot behind us. And we'll do it again. 1 out, bases loaded. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch driven out toward center field. That's going to plate 1. And they're going to throw through to third base. The third baseman lets it get away, but not far enough for the runners to advance. So Jacob Veloz with a sacrifice fly and an RBI. That's the 2nd out of the inning, and that makes it 10-5.
Now batting, number 1, Cam Carino.
And that'll bring up Cam Carino. Carino singled in the first inning on a beautiful bunt, and he is grounded to the pitcher and flew to left field. And there's up the middle. That's going to get down for a base hit. Runner's going to round third. He's headed for the plate. Here comes the throw, and he stopped and smartly saw that coming, put on the brakes, and got back to third because it was a strong throw from center field, and I believe he would have been out.
Now batting, number 20, Connor Zitrower.
And that'll bring up Connor Zitrower. Zitrower 2 for 3 on the day. One of those, a long home run back in the 3rd inning. First pitch to him bounces up there, 4-1. McHugh, the 1-0 pitch. Down low and away, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs. It's 10-5. We are in the bottom of the 6th. Excuse me. The 2-0 pitch. Oh, he had a swipe at that one. It was a fastball. Little bit elevated. Fouled it straight back. And it's 2-1 now to Zitrower. The pitch. Bouncing ball to third. Fielded. And he throws across and gets him. So that ends the threat for Pacelli. 1 run on 2 hits and 3 runners left on base. We go to the 7th inning. It is 10-5 FPD. We'll be back to Diamond Field in just a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
Get ready to smile. It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of brand new full-size Chevrolet Silverados. Discounted up to $13,750 off. New 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV that features high-tech options and discounts up to $5,000 off. You can enjoy no payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Even though I'm away at college, Kinetic Credit Union is still the best way for me to stay connected here and at home. With the Kinetic mobile app, I have control of my accounts wherever I go. I can easily transfer money between internal and external accounts, get money faster by setting up recurring transfers, and I can find the nearest ATM or branch right from my phone. Plus, I can add my Kinetic cards to my phone's digital wallet and enjoy quick, secure, contactless payments. By the way, Mom, I need some more money.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
And we're back to Diamond Field. Pitching change for St. Anne Pacelli. Now on the mound, senior right-hander Hunter Hall.
Now batting number 7, Brady McHugh.
And Brady McHugh will lead off for FPD. First pitch from Hall. There's a fly ball, deep right field. That ball is going to be caught. One away. Nice play out there in right field by Merrick Miller. He was tracking that one all the way, all the while keeping an eye on the wall.
Pinch hitting number 22, Jake Lane.
And came up with it. And we'll have a pinch hitter now here for Tinsley Lewis. That is number 22, Jake Lane, who will pinch hit for FPD. Top of the 7th inning, FPD leads 10-5. Lane is a junior. Swings, fouls that one off the left side. One ball, one strike. The 1-1 pitch. Strike. No, I'm sorry, folks. I was a little bit premature with my strike call there. That was a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Now 3-1 as that one misses out off the plate outside. Pinch hitter Jake Lane making his first plate appearance. Hunter Hall with a 3-1 pitch. Fouled off again. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. And then there was light. The 3-2 pitch. just missed at the knees on the inner side. And that's a base on balls by the pinch hitter, Jake Lane. So a runner aboard with one out for FPD. And we have another pinch hitter for the Vikings. Brett Roper will make a plate appearance. He wears number 2.
Now batting number 2, Brett Roper.
He is pinch hitting for the DH, who was Wyatt Waters. He takes ball 1 on the inside off the plate. Was able to see that one. The 1-0 pitch. Strike 1, inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Driven out to center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. So the 2 pinch hitters have gotten themselves aboard here. 1 on a walk and 1 on a single. And that'll bring up Connor Strandmark, now the 3rd baseman.
Now batting number 15, Connor Strandmark.
With 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Strandmark on the afternoon has walked, lined out, and struck out twice. He's 0 for 3. Looks at ball 1. Low and away. And there's a strike on the outside corner. A little breaking news today came across this afternoon. Actually, a couple of pieces of breaking news came across this morning. Lee Corso will finally retire from College Game Day. He'll make one last appearance the first week of the season in August. That pitch misses inside. What a great run for Lee Corso. And a great character he is on College Game Day all of those years. And then the other piece of breaking news, they finally came up with a rule to do away with swing and a miss, strike 2, to do away with players going down as if they're injured in college football. If they go down like that, they're going to be charged a timeout. Fouled away, just past the on-deck hitter over there. He's a brave man. And also, I don't know if you saw the video of it, but umpire Hunter Wendelstedt yesterday took a line drive to the head. That was scary. And wouldn't be surprised if base umpires don't start wearing helmets here real soon. That was actually in the Twins-Mets game. And I was in an insurance office yesterday, and they had it on TV. I was watching a little bit of that game, but I did not see that incident live. Saw the video of it this morning. Really scary. Move over to first. Nothing doing. Three balls, 2 strikes to Strandmark. Runners at first and second with 1 out. All gets his sign. He's into the stretch. And the 3-2 pitch. Off the plate, outside, ball 4. And the bases are loaded. And Peyton Howard will be another pinch hitter now.
Peyton Howard
for FPD. He will stand in for Sam Bryant. Howard's a senior. And we're going to have a pitching change here for the Vikings. I believe Carino is going to come in.
You need cooling, baby, I'm not fooling. I'm gonna send you back to schooling. Way down inside, honey, you need it. I'm gonna give you my love. I'm gonna give you my love.
Let's take a break, Chris, while Carino warms up. We'll be back to Diamond Field in just a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Get ready to smile. It's Truck Month at Glenn Smith Chevrolet in Opelika. Choose from a huge selection of brand new full-size Chevrolet Silverados. Discounted up to $13,750 off. New 2025 Chevy Equinox, the compact SUV that features high-tech options and discounts up to $5,000 off. You can enjoy no payments until July. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet. Get ready to smile.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
We are back at Diamond Field. Cam Carino about to face his first hitter. Bases loaded. They're going to see. Let's see. They are not going to check. There's a little bit of a check swing there. I thought they might check with the first base umpire to see if he went. And I believe we might have had a little bit of a cross-up there. Wrong set of signals. Because I think Levi Thompson was expecting something besides a curveball. It's 1-0 now. Pinch hitter Peyton Howard at the plate. Swing and a miss, strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Howard. 1 out. We're in the top of the 7th inning. The bases are loaded. A ground ball could get him out of the inning here. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Elevated the fastball a little bit right there and got it right past him. A ball and 2 strikes. Carino has a sign. The 1-2 pitch. Just off the plate outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carino the wind, the 2-2. Fouled off over by the dugout, or into the dugout on the Pacelli side. Group of dancing coaches over there as that one came through. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll do it again. The wind, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. 2 outs now in the 7th inning.
Now batting number 12, Grant Martin.
And Grant Martin will come to the plate. No pitch hitter for him. Martin on the day is officially 2 for 3. a strikeout, 2 singles, a run scored, and a walk. Here's a fly ball out to left center field, and the center fielder, Vaughn, is going to call off everyone and make the catch. And that'll end the inning here in the 7th. So 3 runners left on base, 1 hit in the inning for FPD, but nothing to show for it. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Pacelli needs a rally. If you're a Pacelli Viking fan, get up and change positions. Find yourself, in the words of my buddy Scott Miller, find yourself a lucky spot and squeeze it as Pacelli comes to bat. We'll be back in a moment on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live is proud to partner with one of our presenting sponsors, Buffalo Rock. And without this partnership, it would be hard to be able to live stream all the different sporting events at high schools, colleges, and local professional teams every single week like we do. So we thank Buffalo Rock for their support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And next time you're watching a Georgia Alabama Sports Live broadcast, make sure you're drinking a nice, refreshing Pepsi. Delicious. Thank you to Buffalo Rock and Pepsi.
Hi, my name is Griff Gordy, and here at Gordy Eye Care, we have been serving the Bi-City community for 17 years. As a former state championship quarterback, I love the fact that I can watch local high school athletics from the comfort of my own home. So it was a no-brainer to support Georgia Alabama Sports Live and what they do for young athletes in our area.
And without business like yourself, Gordy Eye Care, none of our coverage would be possible to be able to cover the 16 different high schools, the local colleges, and professional teams. So we'd like to say thank you to you, Dr. Griff Gordy, and Gordy Eye Care for your support of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And you can make an appointment today at Gordy Eye Care with the number 334-291-5125. Keep supporting Gordy Eye Care and keep watching Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Back at Diamond Field, bottom of the 7th inning. Pacelli trails at 10-5 to number 1 ranked FPD. They need a rally. And if they're going to start a rally, it's going to begin with Braden Hudson. Ground ball up the middle. Pitcher got a piece of it. The throw is in time at first base. Second to first. And there's one away. Hudson finishes the day 0 for 3.
Now batting, number
a walk
14,
and a run
Dustin
scored.
Sherman.
And now Dustin Sherman stands in. Sherman is officially 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch and walked and has grounded out. Here's another ground ball to second base on the first pitch. And quickly there are 2 outs here in the 7th inning for Pacelli. And that'll bring up Levi Thompson. Thompson is 0 for 2, a walk and a run scored today.
Thompson.
That run scored came back in the 6th inning when Pacelli put some base runners aboard. And there's ball 1 to the sophomore catcher. The pitch, strike 1, inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch hit hard, but it's right at the shortstop. Johnson, he's going to throw across, and that'll do it. Your final score here at Diamond Field is First Presbyterian Day 10, St. Anne Pacelli 5. So number 1 pulls out the victory, but not because St. Anne Pacelli didn't make them work. They made them work for it today. Keon Johnson got hot at the plate. A big grand slam home run is really what broke the game open for FPD. And the number 1 player for 2026 in the state of Georgia proved why today with a pair of dingers as he led his team to their 21st win of the season against only 3 losses. So we're going to get on out of here on this Thursday evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have a blessed and happy Easter. Remember, tomorrow is Friday, but Sunday's coming. And that means a lot this time of year, the most important week in the history of mankind, with the most important Sunday in the history of mankind coming up in just a few days. Enjoy your Easter weekend. I hope you enjoy it with family. I hope you honor the meaning of the Sunday. And remember, you can catch the Step Up podcast, myself and Dr. Marty Durden, on Sunday night on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Enjoy your weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Go get out and enjoy this great weather we're having. We'll see you next time here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Good night, everybody.